Fortuna, spin your wheel upon us.
I decided I'm going to start watching Star Trek.
Imagine getting eliminated based off your dick.
Welcome to the medieval science of podcasting. Oh my God, we're fucking live. We're live, we're rolling. We're with Francis motherfucking Ellis in the team. Francis, thank you for doing this.
It's a pleasure. I'm glad you're addressing me too, because when you guys were talking earlier and I was just here lying listening to you, I thought I was listening to someone's podcast in my own bed.
Yeah, perfect.
And then when I was talking in and contributing, I felt like someone who didn't understand that I wasn't in the podcast.
You're referencing the smoke sesh we do free on Patreon. Get in there, dude. It's free. You don't even have to pay. Just go.
What a good time.
Go fucking listen.
What a good time.
Also, Magoobies,
Yeah.
April 20th.
Live Stoner
Timonium,
Dadz.
Maryland, live
Nice.
Stoner Dadz podcast. Get down there. Francis Ellis, you have any dates you want to plug before we
Oh, sure.
get into the thick of this stuff?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my tour right now. It's the Hero We Need tour. And yeah, you guys can check me out. I'm in Austin, Minneapolis, Chicago coming up, Dallas, all sorts of places, and San Francisco.
Where's that? FrancisEllis.com?
FrancisEllis.com.
Okay.
And then also, for anyone that's joining us from the Smoke Cess, actually, could you show us the diagram of
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
that you drew during
Give a
the
little
Smoke Cess?
context.
Oh,
Give a little
yeah.
context. Let's hash this out again.
So this morning before I drove down here, I got into a fight with my wife because I took a shower and
Bitch, dude.
I counted
I'm mad at my wife right now.
how many I counted how many bottles of sort of detergent or I guess she doesn't use detergent, but
Soap and shampoo.
We call them shampoos.
shampoo,
We use very simple word in
cleaning
here.
goods.
body lotions, whatever she's doing.
I said just use the pod. I brought it from my home planet. But she likes getting squeaky with various liquids.
Yeah,
So you said no more, bitch.
Whatever she's using in there,
You're working with a 1-to-6 ratio.
there's too many of them, and it
You
pissed
said
me
it
off.
was like 15.
Yeah, I said 19.
19.
She has
God
19. He
dang
has
it.
3. There's a 1-to-6 ratio.
I got 3. I got my Head and Shoulders shampoo. I got like one face wash, and I have a bar of soap. And I'm even counting a bar of soap as one of my
Generous.
things.
Yeah, there's
Right.
not even a container.
Yeah.
How many
and
max? What's the max, would you say?
that a guy can have?
Anyone. Let's say guys and girls, I don't know if you know, they're the same now.
I don't know. I mean, I understand women have different needs, but I can't imagine you need more than 6 things in the
I
actual
don't know.
shower.
I think women get shower moods.
Yeah.
And they go, today it's lavender sea salt scrub. Tomorrow it's
They also need products. They need like pussy conditioner and stuff like
possum
that.
cum or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they get tricked into thinking like this is the all natural shampoo and this has like jojoba oil and maybe I just have a black wife.
Like,
Maybe
this
I'm
is for my
planning
roof.
on-
This is for my
No,
tits,
this is all
like shit
wives.
like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, dude. Whatever, man. As long as you don't fucking stink.
Yeah.
Perfect. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I should have been more lenient.
I'll be honest. If I see a shower with tons of bottles in it, I get kind of horny. Minus a person. If I see like that girly of a shower, I'm
You're
like,
close to her lair.
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
This is where she's naked. She's naked.
Fuck.
You're
I'll be
approaching the
honest.
center of her web when you start seeing the bottle.
There is a specter of wet nudity right here. I could jerk off to
in
that.
this room.
But no, Francis, don't you dare lose your courage on this. man.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
with you.
you're
I'm
also
with you,
right.
right? Your picture.
I
is-
just wanted to let you
you know
guys
what plumbers
finish.
get? horny.
Yeah, I'm indifferent, but on the whole thing. But like, dude, you have to stand your ground now.
I did,
You've
and
declared.
and we're also moving in a week, and I had to hire the moving guys. And I mean, there's nobody in my world that I code switch harder for than moving guys.
Oh hell yeah.
I get in with them. I like
Hey,
try
my
to
brothers,
help.
listen.
yeah.
Yeah, I want them to think I'm blue collar. You know, I actually hide I hide our house plants. I'll just bring those over myself. You ever do that? You ever hide? You ever hire the richest shit you have?
Yeah. They can't see how big my aloe plant is.
Yeah.
You ordered like a neon Budweiser light 3 days before off Amazon.
I mean, I wear Carhartt overalls on the day.
If you guys need to spit on this rug, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Spit somewhere, man. Anyone want to go scratch our balls together or something?
So I'm worried that they're gonna have to see how many products that she has. So I tried to tell her off this morning about it, and she just said that, you know, she needs it all and she uses it all. So today I drew a picture of me holding her up with a gun in the shower and basically
up towards your face.
You slide it to
to your left,
right
too.
over your face.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Perfect.
Wow. Oh, look at that stinking mirror.
demanding that she get rid of some of these goddamn shower products.
I envy that your toilet is such a far distance from your shower and sink that it's not even in the picture.
I don't know that this is to scale. I definitely drew her boobs a lot bigger, but
Wait, bring it back up. You're both looking at the police who just showed up. This is the Paul Pelosi footage.
yeah, it's hard with a marker. I don't.
That's really
That's
good.
very good. Yeah.
Thanks. I spent a lot of time on the bath mat.
Yeah.
On the fabric of the bath mat.
Unbelievable.
Man, when we were talking earlier in the smoke sesh, I was inspired to come up with a product and app based off some stuff you were talking about, Francis. So there's this app for blind people called Be My Eyes, and if you have it on the other side, they'll hit you up and you'll like read something for them, right? Mm-hmm. Like we should be an app that can deal with black people for you called like Be My Guys.
Oh,
And then
I
if
like
you
that.
ever
I watched a guy do that with his movers one time, by the way.
He called a different mover he'd used before to deal with them.
No, I was at U-Haul, and the U-Haul was like, you hit the thing, you got to get out of here. So he like bumped into something at U-Haul, and the guys were like, they were like, you can't pull out until you sign this waiver or whatever. And the guy's like, I'm not doing it. And he like literally summoned his black movers, and they wowed out for him.
Whoa.
It was a crazy. And then I almost got in a fight with this guy, and he tried to summon his bros on me, and it was just nonstop. Like, dude, you don't know me. I was like, you don't fucking know me, dude.
Whoa.
You
I'm not
don't
afraid of
fucking
your
know me, dude."
henchmen.
Yeah, it was like, fuck you guys.
I wonder if he felt a little bit of touch of power. Like, damn, how much would it be like daily to hire these movers? What if I just had like a 4-pack with me
This
everywhere?
guy was fully power drunk, having like 3 black dudes at his
If
helm.
that was an app, people would be on the other side just for the love of the game.
Yeah, but how
I'll
long?
be your guy.
How long are you using these guys before they're carrying you on a throne with like those poles through the bottom?
Nah, it would have been a Haiti situation. It would have been a Haiti upright. It would have chopped this guy's head off, dude, eventually. This guy was power drunk, dude.
Obviously.
He was power drunk. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous what this guy was up to. But yeah.
It's amazing how people say that you can't say, do you know who my father is? But saying, do you know who I am is like cool.
True.
Well, you earned it. You've earned it if you say, do you know
Maybe.
who I am? Or is there an implication like, do you know who my father by extension of what I've amassed for myself is?
Damn.
Do you know what my father's proud of? You're about to find out.
Yeah.
Frank, what's your dad like?
My dad's great. He's a little too kind.
Really?
You know, it set me back.
Wow.
Oh, really?
So,
I can relate to that.
I never had the father whose lack of love would have spurred me to greater heights professionally. And that's a hard thing to overcome. And I joke about it, but it's
a shame.
You think an absent father was a hindrance? You should try having a father who loved you unconditionally. We would have benefited from some conditions.
Really? Was it like nonstop? Was it like honestly like Full House chat of like, hey bud, what's wrong? Like,
I remember my dad once sat me down to let me know that it would be completely fine if I were gay, and I wasn't gay. He just wanted me, and he wanted me to know that I could be.
He's like, you're down.
Yeah.
It's on the table. He's like, it's on the table.
I'm curious about the conditions he would have wanted. Like when you think about your fantasy life, your upbringing, if you could change it, like what are you doing? Like what are you?
It's a great
No,
question,
I mean, I think I had a really good childhood. I love my parents, but you always hear about like professional athletes or stars who they had that chip on their shoulder because their dad wasn't proud of them.
Typically, football guys, it's your dad was a football guy and never reached the heights he wanted, and he's been overbearing on you your entire life, and it strained your relationship. I think like MLB pitchers, I think their dads die a lot before they get to like teach them the real life lessons, and that gap kind of makes them like a really nasty pitcher. They get like a decent like, change up and stuff.
Tennis parents are really bad too.
Yeah.
Tennis parents they all act Asian.
Yeah.
Every tennis parent is technically Asian.
I agreed with that before I had really understood what you said.
I was talking to your spinal cord, dude.
I don't know what that means. I don't know how they're Asian, but
I hit a node that you have that recognizes extreme racial stereotypes.
sure.
Stop trying to be so hands off with this, dude.
So here's
I don't even know if I'm on this podcast.
You're on. You're fully locked in.
Yeah,
These walls are getting smaller.
No one's ever been more involved in this podcast than you, dude. You're people like completely check out most of the time.
Yeah, did you fuck off as a kid?
I might draw another picture. Did I fuck off and like leave?
No. Like, did you mess around? Like, did you like? Here's the question I'm ultimately asking you. Is there something that you ever did as a kid that your dad handled compassionately, where you look back, you're like, man, if you would have fucked me up for that, I'd probably be a star right now?
Oh, that's a good question. No, man. I got in trouble a lot. Believe it or not, I really pushed the envelope.
Okay, all right. So what counts as like really fucking up for you?
Well, one time I got pulled over by the cops. I was smoking pot, and it was in my junior year of high school, and we were in the middle of soccer season, and they put us in the back of the cop car, and I had to call my parents, and it was probably like the fourth time I'd ever smoked weed, so I was. It's insanely high.
That sucks.
You don't have any reference point for being high at that point in your weed journey. And man, they kept us in the back of that car till our parents arrived. And I was so thirsty. Oh my God. I kept asking if they had any water. And he was like, no, be quiet. And then I tried to make a joke. I said, my mouth feels like the dunes of the Serengeti. To the
That's
cop.
more poetry.
But nobody laughed.
Saying Serengeti with Cottonmouth in front of cops.
And it was like every time I asked
He's like, what do you think, you're a lawyer?
Yeah, it made me more thirsty. I should have shut up, but damn, it was bad.
Yeah, dudes
That's
of
pretty
Serengeti.
healthy. That's a healthy amount of trouble though.
Wait, so
That's
what
not
was,
like
yeah, that's a decent. What was the reaction?
life altering.
So we had this thing at our school called it was like you had to sign an extracurricular code thing where if you got caught doing drugs or alcohol or even I think nicotine, you got suspended for 3 weeks from your thing, your sport or your thing.
Yeah.
But then if you confessed and came forward without being caught, you only got 2 weeks. And I was with these two other kids.
Was this a Catholic school, by the way?
No, it was a public school.
Whoa.
Dude, public schools finesse shit a lot.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
they were hardcore with it.
this is crazy.
And we got caught, and then the other two kids confessed the next morning, and my parents were willing to like just ground me themselves, but not have the school find out because we were in the middle of soccer season, and I was getting like recruited for soccer, so we thought I couldn't miss. That'd be really bad for my college shit. But the other two kids came forward, and I was like, oh. Did you guys say that I was with you? And they were like, no, we didn't. We're not going to. That's your choice to make. But when they came forward, they told the coach that it was those two. And then there was another guy on the team and who they didn't name me. They just said another guy. And then the coach made us run wind sprints until the third person came forward. And after one wind sprint, I was like, well, I'm not going to. Obviously, I have to tell that it was me.
Oh,
Coach, it was me. And so they didn't. They forced my hand a little bit. And then I got suspended for 2 weeks from the team, and that really changed the trajectory of my life a lot.
Oh, that's
Wow, that is pretty monumental.
Yeah, because I was going to play soccer in college, but then I ended up playing a different sport.
Whoa.
What sport did you end up playing? Lacrosse.
Yep.
Damn. And
So
there's
you're like, okay, I'll just be white.
The best lacrosse player is still also like a personal trainer at like a gym. Like you're not making a real living.
Yeah, soccer's big time.
In lax, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Soccer, they're like naming colognes after you and shit.
Soccer's
You're
cool.
essentially Justin Timberlake if you're the best at soccer.
I loved soccer, man. That was a great sport.
Oh man, he had to fucking smoke dope and ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did your dad handle that?
By the way, one other wrinkle on that story, that I had to get the weed for our group. And I knew a kid who lived in Portland, Maine. We were in Yarmouth, Maine. And it was like that Portland was the big city. And there was one street in Portland called Grant Street, which is where all the drug dealers lived. And I went and met this kid, and I thought he had the weed to sell to me, but he was like, no, I got to go to the dealer. And I got in the car with him, and he said he brought me because I had a fake ID. And for some reason, this like ridiculous weed dealer thought that by IDing his customers, that's the reason he hadn't gotten in trouble.
Whoa.
Matt,
And we
can you back this up, Matt?
You never carded?
I've never heard of carding. I mean, it makes sense. They wouldn't make a fake. A cop wouldn't make a fake ID, but it would just be his name anyway.
Yeah.
You would still have your non-cop license.
Have you ever had people like draw mustaches on themselves so they looked older?
I mean, he made this guy ID'd me.
I've never heard of that.
And then we walked in, but he was like, you know, a bad drug dealer. He's just like a bad dude. And there were guns all over, like lying on the bed. You know, you walked in, you were just instantly in this guy's bedroom in his house. And I was 16. And this is Maine.
This was for like a gram of weed. How much weed?
We bought a quarter.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was a solid amount.
Yeah.
But, man, I just remember being like ID'd and then seeing guns. This is my 4th time smoking weed. And I was like, wow, I'm in over my head. And sure enough, I learned that lesson later that night.
Wow.
Sucked.
That's almost The Wire from what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were
No
close.
way.
He was close to the underbelly.
No, if it was a wire, he'd had to like go to one person, talk to him, be sent through another thing, went like behind a car.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you lived the most, like, I don't know. That's like an anti-drug commercial in real time.
Yeah.
It's just
Like,
such a...
hey man, do you want to go buy some weed? And you're like, I don't know about that stuff. And then you go anyway, and then your life tanks.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It all happened that night. We bought it. He gave it to us in a
dude.
paper bag, a sandwich bag.
I had my school bag over one shoulder. My hair was kind of short, but spiked straight up.
Yeah. And then we went to
In my Letterman jacket.
we went to the football game, and then we were like, I think I had a bad moment, like a breakup kind of with a girl I was seeing that night, and I hadn't smoked any weed yet, and we left the game, and then these other guys that I was with had already smoked some, and I was like, you know what, I've had a tough night, let's go smoke some of that weed, and that's when we did it, and that's when the cops came. It was a roller coaster, man.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. I don't,
Wow, that was
I
pretty
don't
good,
know.
man.
That was
Yeah, that was pretty good stuff.
You're laying back in the tomb and you're thinking, dude.
Well, I know this has been brought up a lot, but it's just amazing to chart if you're in your like 30s, the insane difference between how weed used to be and how hard it was to get and how risky it felt to where we are now.
Yeah.
You know, when I was 17, it was like getting, I don't even think coke.
dude.
It was like getting heroin.
You know what I
Yeah,
found?
it's tough.
You know what I found on the ground yesterday or the other day when I was stranded in the hood? I little jars.
Yeah.
And I know that some people probably sell an amount of weed in a tiny jar, but when in this neighborhood, when I was in like 8th grade, people started smoking wet. Or it was called wet, but it was like weed with some other
like
chemical.
embalming fluid. or
Yeah,
some
they
shit?
said it was embalming fluid, but like no one would know.
I always thought it was PCP. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So dude started getting fucked up on wet over on Atlantic Street when I was in like 8th grade, and that kind of like spooked me off of drugs pretty hard.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that was like very, very dark stuff.
Yeah, they're the Muslim oil jars.
Yeah,
Those little
yeah, the
jars of
smell
Muslim.
goods.
You gotta
The
go.
smell good jar.
You gotta go to the Muslim store and get
My
the
wife's
Muslim
got
oils.
7 of those in the shower.
Damn, she might be on angel dust, dude.
You're smoking wet. Yeah, I've never heard anyone have a good time smoking wet. I've always heard like cautionary tales that were basically like I ended up in a mental hospital.
Dude, I remember like dudes like running to the plug and coming back to sit on the same front steps as everybody else and being like, yeah, they had wet this time. And it's like, no one's enjoying this, dude. Why do you guys keep doing it?
It's just tragedy. Yeah,
What does it do?
What the hell?
What does it do to you?
It's like the actual drug that makes you jump out of windows. Like you know they say
Yeah.
that about all the other ones and it's a lie. It actually happened to my my old neighbor's daughter. That's back when I lived in West Philadelphia. I lived next to a team of mother-daughter prostitutes.
A friend of mine, so
The daughter jumped out of a 3rd-story North Philly row home. That's when I drive the lady to the hospital. She was outside freaking out. I drove her to the dropped her off at the outside of Penn.
that
And
man.
she kissed me on my lips. I was like, no problem. I went in for a hug, like it's all good. And she went, mwah, right, smooched me. I went,
What did you do to those lips after that?
I just kept.
Sandblast.
Dude, I would have fucking put.
I mean, I was like,
I happened upon the senior citizen prostitute that lived around the corner from me when I was back in the hood too.
really?
Yeah, really crazy stuff.
Yeah,
And I feel like every block, maybe at least every zip code in my neighborhood had an elderly prostitute who was constantly outside screaming either into a phone or at like a son that lived with her.
that's such a shame. She could have been like a secretary.
Like and it would be like an
Instead,
up
she's
and down
out.
the street argument. They would argue from street light to street light, and back at Danny shaking his head, and be like, "Yeah, I fucking told him that. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why you don't fucking believe me."
Yeah, this was
and then like car doors slamming, and like, just leave me the fuck alone. It's like, no. And dude, anyway, this lady's got to be like 80 years old.
Oh,
And she's still like getting out of tractor trailers under the L. It's crazy.
dude. My neighbors, when I lived in West Philly, it was just like 4 houses on one street. Every other house had been demolished. And the mom would open her back door and suck dudes' dicks in the back of her house. There's no fences, so you
Whoa.
can
From the house while they're standing outside
I used
the
to
door.
piss out my back door. That's kind of the same thing.
She would just come, huff birds, and then their landlord. She would open her door and just huff birds. It was like a glory door. She would just open the door, huff birds behind her house. It was just trash and shit back there. And then their landlord died, so like someone just parked. He had an old box style white Ford Explorer. So someone just parked it in the lot next to their house. So then the daughter came and moved in, and she set up shop in the dead landlord's Ford Explorer. And you would just see that thing quaking, dude. The mom would be working out the back. The daughter would be just sucking birds in this car.
Holy shit, dude.
GTA style.
That's like a
quaking.
taco truck.
Yeah, dude. Me and my brother had a taco truck next door. Me and my brother had a taco truck parked right next door.
Ooh. You ever have a dark future in mind where you're like, I can hop in there one time and get knocked around?
Dude, honestly, as big of a pig I was. Actually, I wasn't quite the pig back then.
Okay.
But this was such a wretched setup.
Yeah, you ever like work out a deal like afterwards they handed somebody a flyer for the taco truck? You just give them discounts
Hey,
on
man,
tacos. That's all.
your appetite's probably on the fucking cliff right now, but when you come back to your senses later on and think of a good lie for your wife, why don't you come get a fucking taco?
That was funny because we used to park in Clark Park, and I used to every now and again have to make black ladies iced coffee. And dude, it was so you had to stereotype the sugar.
How much
intake.
sugar? Yeah, how much sugar?
So much sugar, dude. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
They want to see the bag.
An unethical amount of sugar.
Bro, every single time. It was insane. Because I would be like, I'm not going to assume, like a little, bag or two of sugar, and it'd just be like,
Dude,
ah.
can I tell you something?
I'd have to go, I'm sorry, was that not to your liking? By the end of it, it was just like 8 bags of sugar, and I'd be like,
Yeah. So I can tell you how many sugars my mom takes in her coffee. I swear to God. So if you ever have to go get coffee from my mom, she takes 15 sugars and 5 creamers.
Now, what size coffee is this? Extra?
The regular,
extra large, extra in it?
No.
You're talking like a 16-ounce coffee?
Yeah, like a regular size coffee.
15 sugar.
15 sugars and 4 or 5 creamers.
But at that point, don't you even need a bigger cup because the sugar and the cream offset?
She just dumps the coffee out and drinks cream and sugar.
You're not far off from concrete at that point.
That's 8 ounces of supplements.
Yeah.
That's 8 ounces of condiments for the coffee.
She's trying to lay a fence post in her stomach.
She wants a carrot to stay where it is.
Dude, and here's the crazy part. So she drinks like multiple of those throughout the day. And then to get to sleep at night, she has like 8 Excedrin PMs.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, it's insane.
Whoa.
Her process
That's
is
chemical
insane.
warfare.
Dude, on the way
poor
here,
liver.
I stopped at my office and I cut basically through K&A to get here.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, just seeing the specimens, dude, of these dudes, and I'm like, I saw a guy just munching, dude. He had the full-on heroin face. He just shoved something in his mouth, starts munching, and he's just setting about his day, and I'm like, bro,
With almost no teeth.
How?
Dude, almost no teeth.
almost no
Yeah, they
teeth.
chew like cows. It's a very circular chew.
You got to press your tongue against the roof of your mouth pretty hard if you want to swallow that fucking...
Dude, this guy, no teeth, complete, like, his nose and his chin are about to touch and form the Ouroboros,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. They've all got like broken limbs that haven't been set properly. There's like, for every like 15 people, there's one guy in a wheelchair who's just pushing it backwards using one leg.
It's the limits. It's the limits.
It's crazy,
the human body.
dude. It's like an
crazy.
aquarium.
Yeah, they have a cast on that nobody has signed.
It's Jello. It's a yellow, dirty cast.
Nobody wrote penis on your cast.
Yeah, man. I'm always amazed. I pass through there and I go, Jesus, this guy must be in like a almost transcendental state. Probably hasn't eaten in I mean, he's munching chips or something. Just on a cocktail of drugs. It's like, dude, this would put me in the hospital immediately.
Yeah.
And this is just this guy's
And
Tuesday.
he's not even homeless. He just came down from like Upper Darby and got trapped one time, and he was just like, I'm never going home, dude.
It's crazy.
It costs $2.50 each way to catch the train from 69th Street. I'm wasting $5 a day.
Yeah, why not? Just
That could be going back into my veins.
It's crazy, and you see so many people standing outside. And you're like,
dude,
who here is innocent? There's got to be a couple people that are innocent
A bunch of them.
or innocent,
I mean, what do you mean by innocent though?
not involved in the drug trade.
Oh,
Like in any
no, none of them
capacity
are.
at all?
No. That's all you're there for.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
there because you have a business that sells like stolen washers and dryers, or you have like a counterfeit like t-shirt store that you're constantly just like shooing people out.
I call that innocent.
That is the ecosystem.
That's kind of innocent, but dude, everything else is shuttered. It's like two businesses per street. Everything else is
Yeah.
shuttered, and you've got just the urchins.
It's
just
crazy.
casting shadows.
I honestly, it's a sick thing of me, but I enjoy driving down Kensington Ave and just observing and being like, holy shit.
So obviously, just because of my geo fucking setup is, I was seeing constant like missing persons posts on Facebook, like please share this. We haven't seen Sheridan's. It's like, just shut up.
Yeah,
dude.
Francis, if you
They're
ever
hanging
picked it
out.
up, Butterly is from these environments.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Have you ever been to Kensington and Allegheny, like K&A?
Or seen videos of it on Reddit or CNN.
No, is this just really bad area of Philly?
Yeah, it's pre-tent city before the tent city
Yeah.
started up, and they had tents for a little bit, but that shit went away.
It's honestly
They
when
threw those in the
when they
trash.
do bad areas in a movie, you know how it's like, oh, there's nowhere really like that. It's like that in real life. It's crazy. It's almost unbelievable.
And it's still really bad.
It's like 5 minutes from here.
It's not far from here.
Yeah, I was
Better
gonna
than
say it's
Yeah.
not great here. Where we are.
No, where we are this is working class. This is nice. This is as nice as it gets.
I mean,
Without
I guess. I don't know.
Damn, I moved here and I was like, this is such an upgrade. This is such a nice neighborhood.
You know what you're getting fucked up by? Everyone here is a little bit inbred and very ugly. So you're looking at faces that biologically look like threats to you, and I understand that. But I need you to understand you're in a pretty nice place right now.
I guess, Tim. I guess, dude. I mean, I feel like I now need to take you to an actually nice place. Just sort of
I'd be so
reset your bar a little bit.
Frank,
Yeah,
let
where
me
would you-
promise
where
you,
would you
dude, I
take
would be
them?
uncomfortable there.
Where would you take them?
I don't know, like the Maine coast.
Oh, I do dream of going there.
Going to the rocky Maine coast.
We could just watch Gilmore Girls too.
Yeah, someplace take you on a hike, let your dogs
man.
off leash.
I can't wait to go to Maine. Well, the leashes are also, non-existent here. That's a little bit of the Venn diagram in the middle there.
Nobody here knows what type of dog they have.
Yeah.
They have
right,
no
dude. It's a dog.
idea.
It's a
All
bully.
pit bulls.
It's a bully. My
you'd be
my
surprised.
cousin's neighbor breeds them, dude.
Yeah, the same cocktail of drugs that went into that guy went into that dog's breeding program, and they're like, it's a mix, I guess. People ask me, I'm like, yeah, I know exactly.
Here's his paper.
In fact, we had coffee a number of times with the breeder. She showed us the trophies of its mother. They're always showing you the fucking trophy. That's a champion bloodline. Cool. I don't know. $2,000 sounds right.
No.
Better be.
No, they pull up
I
to your
saw-
house with dogs in a trunk, and you have to pay cash on the spot.
If you're still using your ball trimmer on your face, listen up. Manscaped has just announced their brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. The Beard Hedger is the cordless trimmer of your dreams. It gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, from Mr. Clean to Grizzly Adams, and everywhere in between. And it's waterproof, so you can shave everywhere, even in the shower. And since Manscaped wants you to have all the tools for the job, they're throwing in a beard brush, comb, and scissors to make you look like $1,000,000. Get 20% off of free shipping with the code DADZ, D-A-D-Z, at manscaped.com.
Shout out Stuff Island.
Off. Shout out Stuff Island for reading ours. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code DADZ. Manscaped Beard Trimmer. One stroke, balls, one guard, 20 lengths. I saw a flyer recently where you can finance an English Bulldog.
Okay.
Yeah, you can finance them. And I'm like, dude, the repo money.
That's dog redlining, by the way.
The repo process on that's probably so fucking fun.
It's hilarious. It's got to be fun.
It's financing available.
Dude.
Just stiff arming some 6-year-old girl and being like, yeah, well, tell that to your fucking parents.
Should have made your dog payments on time, bitch.
They had $600 left. Now I'm sending this thing back out.
Man, reading the VIN number off a dog.
They're definitely, you get your dog, used car salesmen do this all the time.
I'm underwater on my dog right now, dude. I need help.
Dog,
Please.
the dog bounty hunter.
Dog bounty hunter.
That's when you got to assemble. That's when you say, what was your company called? Be My Guys. Be My Guys. Be My Guys. Yeah. We need you to devastate a family who has problems already. But they didn't pay the dog payment. The English Bulldog payment.
That is the first payment you're not paying.
Dude.
The dog payment.
I mean, all you do is be like, okay, you come get this dog, I'm releasing it in the streets, and it'll be fucking down in the kill shelter.
Yeah.
I'll fucking rip this chip out of this dog with my uncle's metal detector. And I'll fucking kill this dog.
Did I tell you that the chip doesn't do anything? Did I tell you guys this?
Oh yeah, you got to call and it's like,
if you have your pet chipped, you go, all right, animal gets out. Most people would probably find it, you have a collar, they'll turn him in somewhere, they'll get the chip. We fucking lost a cat like 2 years ago, and a couple of weeks later, I get a call from the chip company, and they're like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know someone found your cat." And I was like, "Great! I can't wait to see her again." So what do we do now? She's like, "Well, they declined to share their contact information." I said, "Well, what does that mean?" She was like, "Well, legally, I'm not allowed to tell you their name or their phone number." Or I was like, "Okay."
Did they get the chip reprogrammed for their address?
I mean, they don't even have to. It doesn't. It's not real. I was like, well, I would like my cat back, and they're like, yeah, we definitely understand that. We're gonna ask them if they can call you, and I was like, please do.
I guess only if it's for the shelter is the only one who honors it. I guess you don't.
Dude, I called them back, and I was like, I haven't received. No one's contacted me. Please just tell me, like, was it a woman? Was it like maybe I'll get a look at my neighbors and see which one might have taken my cat. And I was like, I want to talk to your supervisor. Eventually I'm on the phone with like the CEO of like animal shipping, and they're just like, yeah, this is just how it works, man. Sometimes this goes this way.
Yeah.
What?
By the way.
Yeah. So people just like keep your pet.
Could you get an update? Like, is my cat alive? Like, your cat's alive.
I guess I could, but now it's just too painful to even reflect on,
Oh, that's
like if your kid gets human trafficked, then you get to the point where you stop searching for them, and you just could be like, all right.
Have you ever like thought about what you would do if your kid got taken to another country and you knew what country it is, but how would you find them?
Dude, I've been training in the martial arts for this very reason.
So how would you find them though? You can't karate chop past the fucking Rocky Mountain Police, dude.
I would use my old connections.
I hit the streets. yeah.
I would hit up some old connections that maybe they're not as good as like ex-spies or anything like that, but I knew some pretty fucking grimy dudes in my day.
Get down there.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, I need you for one more run, and they're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to also
check their Facebook, they're dead. You're like, damn it. Fentanyl's a goddamn problem.
He's also missing. Okay.
Microchip.
Yeah, so the Be My Guys app is also going to have an option for like black chicks to deal with customer service for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Need that. Yeah,
maybe we could have Brittany do a follow-up with the cat company.
Yeah, dude. She's pretty good.
She could at least get me some money or something from them.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
Get your cat. Be like, can you just taxidermy the cat and send it back to me?
Can you airstrike this family's house, please? Can you tell me where this is? I need to detonate my cat.
The meow bombing.
What's the detonation code for my cat, please? I'd like to kill the family that has taken her.
Yeah.
Or at least horribly maim them. Hello?
Yeah.
You got to put your own thing in there.
Tim Butterly responsible for the 2023 meow bombing.
Yeah, if you want to...
How far would you go, honestly, for your cat? If you knew the house it was in and they're like, get out of here.
I'd pull the front door off the hinges for sure.
You'd be an E.
Oh, absolutely.
Pull the front door off your hinges and start blowing dudes out of it. Make it a lot easier.
Yeah, dude, I'd probably make like $40 a day for the rest of my life if my cat got taken. Just sucking screen door burn.
It is crazy. Dude, it's crazy. The door is open. The door's open.
Yeah.
How would you start? It's like, dude, it's nothing. You have to.
I make them put it.
How are you gonna find a clientele? I guess you just walk down to the neighborhood, I guess.
You just put the vibe out. You open the door and you're clearly too fat for your way too short cut off jean shorts, and your top is coming up over the top of your belly. It's like a halter top with like skinny straps, and it's dirty. And people go, "Oh,
you were dressed slutty."
You go, "Oh, she's taking $40 to suck dick." Sure.
No, you're saying he. It's you.
Oh, he. Oh, yeah. I'd probably just do the same thing.
What I would do,
I would just like a punk.
I'd wait till my kids had to sell candy for their sports leagues, and I'd put like a note in there being like to all the dads, like, yo, hand them this with every candy bar. I'm like, my dad will suck your penis. My dad will suck your penis. And the guy would open it, go, what the? It'd be a golden ticket on every single.
Yeah, they actually just did this on The Last of Us, Matt.
Wow.
Golden ticket.
A little Willy Wonka, huh?
Dude, I was actually laughing.
Would you put prices in the note?
Oh, yeah. The breakdown would be big. The breakdown would be
They'd have to unfold it 4 times.
I would post up in like escape rooms. You'd have to get to me, and I'd fucking... I'd run like a joint Groupon.
What about like a dunk tank?
I want to do a dunk tank so bad.
Where you suck their bird?
I would scream the N-word in a dunk tank. They used to probably be brutal back then.
Dunk tanks?
Yeah.
Like back when?
Like Jim Crow.
In the time of minstrel shows.
I'm thinking like Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Like, no, seriously, black kid, put the ball down. You're not allowed to do this. Seriously. Yeah, don't fucking throw that. Arrest him. You know what, dude, you're not allowed to play this one.
Yeah. That's how black people got into baseball.
Yeah, if you notice, if you can find any video of like early black players in the MLB, every time the batter swings, they all flinch.
Yeah, we're a history podcast, Frank.
I'm so happy we're over that.
What's that? Jim Crow?
Jim Crow. So
You're
happy.
saying that you're glad that that's in the past.
That was such a misstep, dude.
Not a good look.
If I was back then, I would have been like, dude,
Jesse
come
Lee
on.
Peterson loved it.
He did?
Yeah, he was like, that's when black people flourished.
Oh, he's claiming that was during like the greatness and all the schools and all this stuff.
Yeah, black people were crushing it.
Yeah, but you could have let him share a water fountain at least, you know? That was mean.
There's got to be a gray area, literally, where we just meet somewhere in the middle between.
Well, it's kind of weird too because black people also didn't necessarily want to use the same water fountain as white people because y'all kiss y'all dogs and shit.
Could you guys give me?
Not back then. Back then, they were outside tied to the fucking laundry pole.
Hey, could you? One of you guys? I'm uneducated. Could one of you guys fill me in? What were some of the Jim Crow laws?
Francis?
And Francis, which ones are your favorite? Which ones made you really passive aggressive?
I think
so hard to. I mean, there's so many I loved. No, I'm kidding.
I think one
I
of the big
celebrate
ones,
the entire catalog.
yeah, if you owned like a soda jerk fountain, you could like scream at kids. That was one of the rules. If you were selling like malted syrups, you could be like, "Get the fuck out of there!"
Yeah.
You could hit the gas on your ice cream truck if there was some black kids around.
What I mean was it just laws that allowed for segregation?
There's probably some other ones too.
Like would having a black school and white schools not integrate? Would that be a Jim Crow law?
Yeah, probably. They probably would do like a meeting every 3 months, but you're still good with keeping everything separate? Like, yeah, right on.
Do you know though that this was? I mean, this is crazy. Sprinkles, the brown colored sprinkles, were called Jimmies.
Oh yeah, they still
And
are
that,
here.
I think that came from Jim Crow laws.
Whoa.
Oh, they only got to have the Jimmies?
I think so.
But we also had
No
rainbow Jimmies.
sprinkles?
Yeah, but they weren't called. Those were rainbow sprinkles,
I
right?
to this day call them rainbow Jimmies.
Yeah, we
Excuse
call
me.
it, still call them Jimmies.
Then maybe
I call them
and I caught
LGBT
that.
And I call the brown ones rainbow Jim Crow laws.
Yeah, what a huge misstep that was of just being like, hey. Although, to be fair, I mean, that's a terrible take, but that must have been so nuts to be like, yeah, ooh, slavery, huh? All right, we'll hang. That must have been. I'd be so paranoid. Imagine if he fully registered
as a white person.
Yeah,
in
the
time
terror
or
of slavery. Yeah, you registered it. Like, yeah, that was a horrible idea.
Oh, to come to the reckoning. Like I was around for that, and it was not great stuff.
Yeah, then being like, oh, okay. Yeah.
But there's also it's probably a little back and forth. It's like, yeah, that sucked, but we are getting so much less done now.
Well, no, then they
You know what I mean?
flooded over European immigrants and put them in the factories. So it was like they started cranking out. Honestly, it became almost like an obsolete technology. No offense.
Like the cassette tape?
Yeah, the cotton, when they invented the cotton gin, Eli Whitney, that was processing cotton and picking it at a much higher rate than people, than manual labor,
no
right?
Offense.
No offense.
No offense.
Yeah, it's almost like you guys failed your way out of slavery.
Yeah, that's a bad take. This has been a terrible day.
Well, to be fair,
let's develop it further.
that was the first disrupt. No, he disrupted that sector.
Yeah.
And the technology
He was the Steve Jobs.
put a bunch of that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Out of slavery, not out of work.
He was Steve No More Jobs.
Well, wasn't a job back then.
Oh, right.
Wasn't
No,
even- wasn't even a job.
but it became a job.
Became a
They
job.
called it work.
Stopped becoming fun, became a job. That must
That was one of the romantic misses of slavery, when it became no longer about the love of the game.
That was the beginning and the end when one guy was like, man, remember when we used to have fun doing slavery?
Yeah. Remember we used to and one mix pick cotton?
Now we're just trying to make money, dude. When did we sell out of slavery?
Yeah, that is such a crazy thing to think of. And I was like, the guy was like, yeah, dude, you just capture people, you bring them back, you force them to work for you. He's like, no, I build a machine. You don't. He's like, oh, okay. Well,
But where do you put the slave? Where?
yeah, he's like,
So what? Is it like driven by the souls of
And
dead slaves?
and where do you
How is
plug
it-
in the black guy? Is it no? It can't be there. Do you just throw them in and get chewed up by the machine? How are we fueling this?
I'll get it.
yeah, it was you left.
I'm good with black guys.
I don't know what the cotton gin looked like. I think it looks like the thing from the Wild Wild West. That fucking one robot.
The cotton gin was the self-checkout lane of slavery.
But then you leave. It's like, all right, you see these robots and you're like, what the fuck? And then it's like, all right, you can live here if you want. And you just go to buy stuff and everyone's going, the hell? That was so crazy. I still bug out about that.
Yeah, it must have been awkward, dude.
Although then you get Jesse Lee Peterson saying like there was a period where like literacy grew. Actually, in the 1800s was a crazy period for literacy all throughout the United States.
Yeah, because
Everyone was reading back then.
because you were rebellious and you were reading because you couldn't.
Yeah.
And now you can, and black people are like, oh. It's not as fun anymore.
Yeah, well, no, that's when he was saying there was the schools and everyone was doing good and blah 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 blah. But I don't know exactly what people's points are about that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when we were
Yeah,
segregated,
stop
SAT
legalizing
scores
shit
were
so black
crazy.
people can do it.
Now I was looking up speakers back in the 1800s. The only one of the very few entertainments besides obviously just kind of getting hammered and
Dancing and stomping
doing
on a wooden
stuff to your
floor.
family that you don't remember, then waking up on the floor. That's what they did. I mean, that was one form. It's a terrible form of entertainment, but I'm saying they had nothing to do. They had nothing to do back then. So they had lecture halls, and you would go and sit through like 7-hour lectures. And
Oh, it was podcasting.
podcast,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
But you had to do them live, and it like, dude, like Ralph Waldo
Magoobies,
Emerson.
420, Timonium, Maryland. Come to the lecture hall.
How much do you think Ralph Waldo Emerson made for a lecture, like traveling to a city and talking? For
$70.
$50.
Yeah.
He made $50.
That's pretty.
And people laughed at him. They're like, "You dumbass! We get $300." Like Mark Twain was like, "You idiot."
Dude, those at the turn of the century, from the 1800s into the 1900s, those were the biggest celebrities in the country.
Yeah.
Were the speakers, and they would talk at churches a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And like really renowned pastors were all-stars, and they would fuck tons of women and like ruin marriages and stuff. And
Yeah.
that happened a lot in Brooklyn, like around the building of the Brooklyn Bridge. Everyone would go look at the bridge being built, and then they would go see all-star speakers talk.
Yeah, they would have like
churches.
big church festivals. With
Yeah.
a bunch of different speakers hitting it.
Do
Yeah.
you ever imagine your wife being so dumb that she could get fucked by a celebrity? Do you ever imagine like your wife being a person who's like, oh my God, Bruno Mars winked at me from the stage?
Yeah, I wake up in
Dude.
cold sweats every night.
Isn't that? I think it's a funny thought experiment.
I don't know if dumb's a word. I don't know if
just making a better choice.
if Bruno Mars
Just
winked.
not hot enough, really.
Yeah, Bruno Mars could potentially could put us all into cuckold status.
No, I don't think so.
Bro,
You don't think he's tall
you're
enough? You don't think he's tall enough?
dreaming, dude.
I think it's John Mayer for me.
Yeah, dude. There's a celeb out there who. Can
Oh yeah, there
cuckold
probably
you.
is one for sure.
Why is it fucking all of them, dude?
No,
if you think
you're
it's
so
only
stupid.
Jason Momoa, you're out of your mind.
Is there a celebrity hot enough that you would join him fucking your wife?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You'd just be like, huh?
I think I
What's
would
that guy's
want to.
name from Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Rupert Grint?
if Jason Momoa was fucking my wife, I wouldn't join him, but I would want to see how he's doing it.
You'd respect it.
You definitely have to hold her hand and support her.
Yeah, dude. Bruno Mars.
He's like hocking my wife into
Yeah.
a wall.
If Bruno Mars, here's the deal. If Bruno Mars was kept inboxing any of our wives, they might, if they're like the best, if they're saints, they're gonna like ignore one inbox and start like, Bruno, seriously, stop. And then it's over, dude.
No way.
It's just you're gonna hear him on the radio and go, it's over, dude. It's okay.
You don't
Disagree.
think she'd mute him? She'd keep receiving
Bruno
messages
Mars.
from Bruno Mars.
No, she'd want to see them,
He's gonna
but
see them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
she wouldn't respond.
You're right.
I'm fine.
He's
dude.
short.
Francis, can you draw us another picture?
I'm gonna draw a picture of Bruno Mars fucking my wife.
Please do.
I'm not gonna use a black marker though.
He's not technically black though.
I mean, dude, there is. I mean, I don't want to have this. This is a disheartening conversation, but
Not for me. Bro, 14
Are you
years
texting
Monday.
your wife right now to see what she do?
No, I'm receiving a phone
Tim's
call
getting
from
to the
my
bottom of it right
my
now.
divorced aunt is calling me and I'm ignoring it.
Bruno Mars, another victim of Bruno Mars.
Dude, she heard us
Rude,
talking
yeah.
about. She felt it. She's like,
Hey, I don't know why I thought of you, hon. I
Yeah.
just wanted to give you a call.
hey, I know you're doing that podcast thing. You know Bruno Mars.
But here's the thing. Okay, say they resist the temptation. As soon as you get them angry, they're gonna go. Should have fucked Bruno Mars. As soon as you piss them off,
I'm okay with that.
which is fine, of course.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean, I
okay.
think that they do that every time.
That's no
they get
different than the thought experiment of me imagining her being such a fucking reject that she would go along with it. That's the same thing. We're playing on the same field.
I
Yeah,
have a
but that's-
theory
I don't
that
think
I have
that's
a
a
theory that
reject.
it would access like almost a subconscious level of the brain, and you
Yeah.
have to just understand and be like, yeah, babe, I'm sorry.
I mean, biologically-
that's like getting
unfortunately-
hit by a tornado and being like, why didn't you run fast enough? They're gonna go.
Yeah.
True.
They're
I
gonna,
think-
you're
yeah.
gonna come home and go, God damn it, babe, not again. Harry Styles, yeah, he is hot right now. Oh, I thought he was gay. What the fuck? Oh, don't tell me you lift up his dress and blew him out. God damn it. Babe, we'll get through this again. Baby, did you get a video? I'll make some money off that. But yeah, I would say there's a level of star power that could obliterate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess.
It's biologically ingrained in a woman to be that way.
I think Will Smith post slap could fuck any of our wives if he wanted to.
Oh, I think I'm saying over my dead body. I say put him on
I
Will
mean,
Smith.
that was one of my biggest fantasies before, not
Keep
sexual.
my wife out your motherfucking mouth.
Well, I used to think about this, what you're thinking about, but my thing was more like they're sending the DMs. I approach a celeb. It's like, bro, I got nothing to lose, bro. I'll fucking kill you right now.
Yeah, I'll rip you.
My
in
thing
half.
was more like, could I scare off a super all powerful celebrity and like get in someone's face and beat them up?
Yeah, because like I think a celebrity would really easily be able to convince your wife that he only wants to eat her pussy.
Yeah, or just be like,
listen,
yo, I
just
love.
want to eat your pussy. Can I eat your pussy?
Yeah, I love your picture of your mug or whatever the fuck you have on here. I'm beefing with my wife right now, dude.
Why?
Straight up beefing, dude.
She fucked the weekend.
No, that would be understandable.
I think that's uncut gems, right?
I'd be counting billboard hits and be like, baby's fucking 2 double plat. That's kind of a choice at that level.
Yeah, but why you beefing?
I deserve points on that pussy.
Dude, she fucking she had insomnia last night, so she woke me up 15 times to tell me she couldn't sleep. She was like a fucking cuckoo clock last night.
You should have stayed up and entertained her.
Red velvet?
No.
What flavor?
You're right. Get out the squeeze box and
What
start
flavor did
dancing
she-
by the fire
Going
for her.
to
What are you
bed,
talking
dude.
about?
It's like I can't sleep. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I can. So why have
You stranded
both
her.
of us?
You left her, dude.
Yes.
No.
I stayed up. I rubbed her back and I said, babe, just close your eyes and think about how comfortable our bed is. Let me sleep, dude. That's if I have insomnia, I leave her be.
Why do men and women have such different standards when it comes to like respecting the other person's sleep?
It's crazy, dude.
And you know what it is too. It's not just like for me. My wife will she'll like when she wakes up early in the morning, she'll turn on the lights and stuff to get dressed.
Dude, don't get me started.
And I'm like, when I get up before you, I celebrate that you're still sleeping and I sneak around.
Yeah, but you're
Well, that's
you're still clumsy enough that you're accidentally disrupting her.
So I get
without
out as
even knowing
fast
it.
as I can. I get out of the room as fast
we have a very
as I can.
creaky floor
Yeah.
in our room, so I can't help but wake her up.
I also like when she turns the lights on to get dressed, I'm allowed to say creepy stuff at her naked body. So we have a little deal
through
going.
one crusty
Yeah,
eye.
it's pretty fun. I get to say, just like that, girl.
Here's Bruno Mars fucking my wife.
What a gentleman Bruno Mars is fucking your wife.
Is he covering your face with a blanket? What is?
No, he's holding her legs up.
He's holding
he's
her
holding her
legs up,
legs
but
up.
he's short, remember? So
Yeah, he's standing.
he's actually standing on the bed.
And to be fair, she
I got
doesn't-
him a booster mattress.
I like the way her hair is sexually draped over the bed.
Yeah, that was
That's
my
pretty-
favorite part too.
Yeah,
that is a POV shot.
I was.
Yeah, dude, it's unbelievable. Well, the fact of the matter, I think, is they don't want to see you. They're not supposed to see you sleeping while they're awake. It hits them at like a deep biological level.
Yeah, it makes them think they're not alive.
Yeah, you're supposed to be walking on like the rocky edges of cliffs to like find small game to bring home. And they're supposed to, but then they go through this weird thing where like, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, I have to get there at 5 below and manage a bunch of dumbasses because this is what I told myself I have to do. I saw 3 ladies walking to work this morning, and I was holding an infant, like looking out my door. So the babies like to look outside, and it's kind of a fucked up thing. But I'm holding a baby and I'm watching them walk to work, and I'm going, "You hate this, don't you?" I'm holding the infant, and they're in business
Yeah.
casual in the cold. I'm going, you're not supposed to be doing that, right? And it's a fucked up thought.
It is.
But dude, they all steel faced. I know they
Yeah.
can see it out of the periphery, and they
You
all
were,
just fucking.
you were dunking on those ladies a little bit, or at least doing a layup and tapping back.
It's like it's not even. I'm not dunking. It's like I'm just bringing my kid to see. Babies love looking out the window, and I just so happen. And then I started feeling triggered, like with these ladies walking to work by my kid. I'm like, this is putting like a fucked up internal pressure on these ladies. You're on your way to a job you hate. You're like late 20s. And you see some
You're saying be
dude.
careful what you wish for.
Yeah, man, it's cold. My window, my screen door, it's clear. It's steaming up from the heat of my house.
And the guys you're sucking off.
The guys, that's only the summertime. That's summertime.
That made me strike upon this thought. You made me think of sort of like of picket lines, and when there's strikes, and they'd always have the bus of the coal miners with the steel grates on the windows driving through the lines.
Scabs, yeah.
the scabs, and they're getting ferried to the coal mines, and everyone's throwing eggs at them and stuff, and that would suck. Scab. But as soon as they actually get to work, it's so much nicer because it's like empty.
it's quiet there.
They're just, there's room to move around in the mine. Like, think about when you go to work when like there's nobody in the office, right? That's kind of nice.
Yeah, like a snow day. And you're one of you kind of live close to the office, so you make it in. It's just you. And you're, God damn, I was pretty productive today.
Yeah.
True.
Sure.
Although I think the coal mine might have been like a bunch of guys who were like grieving like horrendous work conditions, and then they found more desperate people, and they got bussed in. People were like, "Fuck you! You don't even speak the language." You're like, people are screaming at you, like, "Where are we going?" And they kick you down into a dark hole. And you're from like,
Yeah, get on the roller coaster,
You're
and
from,
they just push you into an abyss.
and then you're trapped down there. And you're like, "Oh, this is super fucked up."
Just
down
cages full of dead birds
there. And
every
then
40
there's
feet.
dudes waiting to beat your ass when you get done. There's dudes waiting outside. I'm gonna beat this guy. I don't like this guy based on what he looks like, let alone the fact he's in there doing the job I'm supposed to do.
Wives at the supermarket are shoving your wife when they see her. It's not good stuff.
All right, well said, Matt. I'll stay out of the mines. I don't need to know about that. I don't need that taste.
But yeah, dude, I want to be I want to be strict. I want to be clear. I'm not dancing in the end zone on these ladies, but I'm sitting there being like, is there part of them that's looking into this being like, what the fuck am I doing? Maybe not. Maybe
no,
not.
It's below their consciousness, and their consciousness is constantly scrambling to deal with it.
I think so. I think that's the case, and maybe not.
Promise you,
like
in some women that is 100% true, and I think it's actually true for a larger portion of women. But if we break it down, there's a subsect of women where this is true, that they feel this way. However, outwardly they would threaten to kill you if you even suggested it was true.
I think it's true.
Yeah,
I think it's totally true. I mean, again, it's like you're like, oh my God, I hate my job. My boss is such an asshole. And then you just see an infant smiling and steaming up like a glass window, and you're like, "Ooh!"
With a guy in sweatpants holding him.
I could be
trying to teach the kid how to play tic-tac-toe in the window.
And you're walking to the bus.
It's 30 degrees.
It's 30 degrees. You're walking in the bus, and as soon as you step onto the bus, some guy just like coughs a new disease onto you. There's always one guy on a bus who's just like, and you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, dude. You're wondering if you're getting too fat for your Lane Bryant professional wear.
Dude, I used to envy those cars.
Hoping there's somewhere to sit on the bus that's not next to a black guy.
It's funny how 30 degrees is the new 20 degrees.
Well, we don't really get down that low anymore.
I know, but
Getting there this weekend.
30
I'd
isn't
like to get rid of 30
bad.
as well.
You guys are like, it's 30 degrees, the worst day. It's not that cold.
It's not great walking to the bus weather. I'll tell you that.
It's
Okay,
true.
but for girls,
Yeah, they're weak. Yeah,
girls do get chillier.
they do.
They don't like when you're sleeping, and they get chilly. And we at least agree on that.
Oh, man. Yeah, they love waking you up to say, hey, I think I'm going to turn the thermostat up. And you go, okay, fine.
Why the fuck did you wake me up? Yeah, man. No, we're beefing. I mean, she actually offered me an olive branch this morning. She was like, I was like, yeah, you couldn't sleep last night. She's like, I'm so sorry for waking up that many times. She's like, I shouldn't have done that. And I was like, yeah, you probably should not.
And you're holding a grudge.
I'm over it.
That's
But I was
Sounds like it.
That's womanly.
so mad. No, here's what happened. I was
dude.
so
Over
mad.
it.
That's
People
on the
sound
same
like that,
level
by the way.
as her wronging you in a dream and you get mad at her in real life.
Yeah, right, dude. The dream being that celebrities can't fuck my wife. And then she says, no way, get out of here, billionaire. I'm going back to my house. Oh, fucking babe, I love you
Get
so
out of
much.
here, billionaire. I'm going back to my house. Oh,
Wait,
man.
you own this whole island?
Yeah.
It's Epstein's Island.
Yeah, I'm going back to my dinner tables that wobble.
Your wife cheats on you with a child in her dreams.
Dude, imagine the dreams they don't tell us. It's got to be crazy, dude.
I also can't imagine a woman not telling us a dream.
Yeah, there's some they keep to themselves. Dude, there's probably some where they're like galloping on a unicorn and sucking the horn, and we're just like, they wake up and they're like, they see your small flaccid penis in your sleep, and they're just going, probably could suck a unicorn.
She's 69ing a unicorn in the sky.
Oh, man.
Pussy full of sugar cubes.
15 sugar cap packets. 4 creamers. And 9 creamers.
You made our creamer 9 times.
Oh my god. Oh boy. What a dastardly episode.
No way.
That was good stuff.
I would say this is insightful.
This is insightful. Yeah, and who knows,
Yeah.
man? It's like,
Man.
that's the question. How much is your house in order, dude? How much can the outside break in and spoil your house? I'd like to think I have an airtight house. And my wife could see through the illusion, but
How did you pluck this thesis out of everything that's been said? I'm amazed by what you just did. That is your summary conclusion of the episode.
That's the skywriter in Matt's
You
mind.
said, well, that is. You said that's the question. How much can you let the outside into your house? Which I mean, I guess that is the banner under which it all fits. It's a masterful concluding paragraph. I don't know. How did you pluck that thesis? That's great.
Francis, we're all going on a little bits of mushrooms every single 3 days, 2 days off. I think it really does connect brain parts.
I'm on today.
I'd like to try that. What is the amount?
0.1, or you do like a little pinch. They say 0.1 to 0.2. Everyone's different. I'm like on the almost under 0.1 is my ideal range. 0.2, I start feeling like, I can like start feeling my thoughts a little too much, and I go, what the hell's happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty tight, dude.
I'd like to try that. I need to get through some stuff before I have the runway to do it.
Are you talking about the move?
Yeah, the move and, stuff like that.
Here's the thing. I might hit you with this. The whole idea of I need to get through this is a mental construct that you can just completely let go of. You could do it today. Well, not today. You have to do stand-up. That'd probably...
Right. Okay, yeah. So not on stand-up days, probably?
Well,
No,
try
you
it
could.
on an
The microdose
off day
on-
first.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
But it
don't
probably
do it
wouldn't
right
make
now.
that much. Probably wouldn't make that much.
I've done mushrooms many times.
course,
I haven't done the consistent days in a row thing.
Yeah, but when it's this little, people think of it as a drug. But when you're doing little amounts, it's just you're just like, this is a supplement.
This is
And
the
it
amount.
switches the nature of it.
You wonder
that
if
they
it's even
say
doing
is helping people.
It literally makes your brain, the parts of your brain, talk to each other that normally don't.
Oh, like in The Last of Us.
Yes, I've only seen like 10 minutes of the first episode.
You didn't see the gay episode yet?
It got
I've never
spoiled
seen
to me.
any.
It got
The
spoiled to me
the
yesterday.
fungi
Yeah.
talk to each other.
It got spoiled to me yesterday, but yeah, no. Apparently, it's
The gay thing got spoiled.
gay thing got spoiled. I was looking forward to a nice gay surprise.
Gay spoilers suck.
Gay characters is a spoiler.
I love being surprised by gay.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck, Brittany?
It's one of the
Rewind that.
small
Brittany,
delights in life,
Brittany, rewind that. I can't sleep.
Listen.
Let's put on the gay scene.
I don't look
again.
forward to a lot in life, but
Oh my
Nice
god.
gay surprise on the
Yeah.
show.
Mary,
Oh my god.
Mary Jo got so fucked up by the gay episode.
Really?
I think it might be the most upset she's been since Interstellar. When she had to be carried out of a movie theater.
Wait, why?
She was sobbing so uncontrollably at the end of Interstellar
Oh.
that my friend Fritz and I had to like one arm over each shoulder, like walk around.
Is that
It's very sweet.
It looked
that
like she
from-
lost a fight.
McConaughey and his daughter reuniting when
Yeah.
she's super old?
Yeah, exactly. She's
Yeah.
on her deathbed. And
Yeah.
Have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once yet?
Yeah.
Nope.
Not
Did
it.
Mary Jo watch it?
Yeah.
That's a tearjerker.
It was good, but nowhere near.
Interstellar. I got to rewatch Interstellar. I watched that when I was so young. I was like, why is he trapped behind the wallpaper?
We do this thing. Yeah, I mean, it kind of doesn't make any sense, but for girls, it already, even if it made sense, it still wouldn't make sense. So it's all the same to
What
them.
if she was like, oh shit, Matthew McConaughey's trapped in another dimension. I'll never get to have sex with him. She was using a stud
real?
finder.
Tim, was that real?
She was using a stud finder at the house.
Tell me that wasn't real.
Kicking up dust purposely to see if there's like, nope, still no signs in it today.
Backing up naked and bending over against bookshelves. Just in case the book is being tapped.
I'm going to go finger myself in the study if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We did it. We're at an hour. We're going to slide to the Patreon. Francis Ellis, man. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, man.
It's an honor. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, guys.
Absolute
Yeah.
blast. Oh, I also got to plug shows too. Go to
yeah.
mattmccusker.com. I got a bunch of shows
Hell
coming
yeah.
up all over
Fun
the place.
shows coming up. They look fun.
Phoenix, Arizona, California. They're the big ones, and I'll be all over the place after that. But for now, Irvine,
Oh yeah.
Irvine, Ontario, California, San Jose, and then Phoenix, Arizona. Please go to mattmccusker.com/dates. DATES.
Yeah.
What you got to get?
420 Magoobies.
Oh,
That's
420.
Like,
Please
that's
get
all
the
I'm
fuck
about
down
right
there, bro. Get the fuck down there.
And then 428, Laugh It Up Poughkeepsie.
Oh, fuck
Me and
yeah.
the Rain Train.
Yo.
The next
We're
week.
going to be fucking
Hot off
retarded.
of 420.
Let's do that. And then also please join us on twitch.tv/Tim Butterly and have a very, very fun time with the community is exploding.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
The number of people that we have goofing off in the chat is exponentially growing.
You could be one of the greatest gamers, dude.
I could, and now I'm actually getting back into like weird niche games. Like right now, I'm in the middle of playing a game called Papers, Please, and the entire game takes place behind the desk of a border crossing in a fictitious Eastern European country. And very quickly, you have to make sure that someone's like passport and documents are all in order and their story checks out.
What happens if you don't? Do they go by and rape people?
Yeah. Like sometimes if you're wrong, the guy that gets through will like self-detonate a vest.
What?
It's very compelling stuff, and we're having and then I'll upload. I mean, if Twitch is too gay, I'll put them all on my YouTube when I'm done.
Yeah, and also people check me out on Instagram. I'm working on some sick jump kicks right now, and I'm documenting it.
That's tight.
Yeah,
Need that. All right.
All right,
Love
see
you.
ya.
Oh my god. Whew.